But anyways, it's time to read jokes.
Yes.
We read jokes on this show, Nick.
All right.
It's easy. Then you don't have to think of them yourself.
I love it. I hate thinking.
To read that thing.
Can I read it now?
Yeah.
A Florida University student was caught streaking on campus and apparently told police he was on acid and asked them to cut his dick off. Boy, these kids today are crazy. In my day, we didn't need drugs. We would just cut our own dicks off.
Yeah, you didn't need no fucking acid and shit. The show has loosened up considerably. I noticed I was watching Oprah and Dave talking about weed and booze. I don't do either of those. The hardest drug I ever did, LSD. And I remember I was a kid, I was like 16, and I remember they warned me, they said, hey, you gotta be careful with that LSD on account of you can get a flashback. 10 years can go by, 20 years, 30 years, and a flashback will happen. So I thought, hey, that seems like a good deal. You know, you tell me I buy a drug for $5, I eat it, I get high, and then 20 years later I get high again? That's not the point. I like to stretch my drug dollar. The point is this. 10 years have passed, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed, and no flashbacks. What a gyp that turned out to be. Just more horse by the big acid companies, that's all it is. I thought you were a Scotch.
I'm more of a beer drinker. IPAs.
Oh, IPAs. Mm-hmm. What's that, International Pale Ales?
That's India Pale Ale.
India Pale Ales. What do you like to drink? Other than fucking jizz. I mean, what alcohol do you like to drink? Let's say one thing about my buddy Richie, who has a disease. And, but it's an interesting disease he has. He has the disease of alcoholism. And he came to me, you know, and he told me, and I like to look, I'm the kind of guy who likes to look at the bright side of things, you know. So I told him, I said, Richie, it's true that you have a disease and everything, but I think you got the best one. It's the only disease where you get to drink booze all the time. I haven't looked at every medical journal, but I believe it's the only disease where you can constantly drink booze. As a matter of fact, that is the disease. You know, and I don't think Richie would think if he had a disease. Like, I don't think Richie would go to my Uncle Bert and go, hey, I understand you got bowel cancer. Ah, man, I know how you feel. I gotta drink a lot of booze. Those diseases, they're tough, those diseases, huh, Uncle Bert? Hey, what's your symptoms, Uncle Bert? Well, my bowel, I got blood pouring out of it all the time. I got bowel blood pouring out, gushing out of my bowel, almost nonstop. And I got searing, clawing pains, ripping, tearing, you know, mind-screeching bowel pains. And they're combined with aching, dull, soul-deadening bowel pain. Those are basically my symptoms. How about you? I get happy. And, you know, I tend to be able to talk to people easier, I find. Sometimes I will meet a lady at a bar, got the same disease as I do, and I'll fuck her. But, that's in the latter stages of the disease, Uncle Bert. You gotta realize that. You know what I mean, Uncle Bert? But no, but listen, man, I don't minimize what he does though, because he admits that he's an alcoholic and that he's weaker than a bottle, and that ain't easy to do. I couldn't do any of that shit. I'm too proud, you know what I mean? I got too much pride, you know, like they say in the scriptures, pride goeth before the fall, you know, and he can somehow, you know, it's a very beautiful thing he does. He goes to Alcoholics Anonymous and he says, right in front of them, he says, you know, he goes in front of a whole room full of people and he says, I am an alcoholic, you know, which I know does not sound that anonymous. I didn't name the group, but it sounds like the exact opposite of anonymous. whatever. Like, to me, the alcoholics that, the anonymous alcoholics, to me, would be like you guys. I don't fucking know. I can't tell, But once you tell a whole church basement full of people, your cover's pretty well blown. But anyways, it still requires a lot of... The only thing they seem to be anonymous about, from the way I can gather it, is they won't tell you their last names. Anything else goes, But not the last name. No. Sometimes they'll say the first, they'll go, I am Richie and I am an alcoholic, or the first initial. They'll say, my name is Richie K and I am an alcoholic. Then anything goes. They're like, one time I remember I was under the influence of the demon rum and I started punching my newborn in the face. I looked down at my fist and it was all bloody with, I don't know what it was. It was either from my knuckles or my son's skull. Yeah. I'm not telling you my last name. That's none of your beeswax. As far as I'm concerned, a man should have a little, Ever tell you about the time I blew a dog for a pint of gin? Oh, yeah, I did tell you. First initial's K, I'll give you that much. Richie K, but I'm not going to tell you the last letters. Plus, you can memorize my face. But other than that, I would like to keep this completely anonymous. If there was just a way I could... And what better way to keep a secret, when you think about it, than tell a room full of drunks? That's not going any place, As soon as the guy has a relapse, hey, Richie blew a dog for a pint of gin. He told a whole bunch of us. I mean, I understand the dog had some gin. What are you going to do? Oh, yeah. Richie K. You know Richie K? But I don't drink myself, It's not because I'm no big guy. I'm just afraid, I fear everything, And so I'm afraid to and stuff. But I used to. Now I don't drink. And when you're with people that drink, it doesn't work out. That's why that designated driver thing, I don't think ever worked out. I see ads for it again. Like, I think they're trying to resurrect that idea. But it's kind of a flawed notion, It's like, hey, Bill, listen. We were wondering if you'd come out with us. Here's the idea. We want to go out and drink. And then we were hoping you'd come with us and not drink. How does that sound to you? We're going to go to a bunch of different bars and drink, and then you come with us and not drink. Also, we're not going to be driving. You're going to pick us up at our different houses, go to a bunch of bars, not drink while we drink, and then drive us all home. How's that sound to you? How's that catch you? I was like, I don't know. What's the catch? It sounds too good. For some sort of... But I don't drink, and if you don't drink, I'll tell you something, bars are not a lot of fun because, when you think about it, fucking all it is you're just sitting at a big oak table for 4 hours. That's not fun unless you're drunk. And then everybody else be drinking, you know what I mean? So their fun is going up and up and up, It's rising. Their fun is escalating while your fun is staying exactly the same. And then by the end of the night, you don't even know what the fuck they're laughing about. Just everybody's laughing. And then they start resenting you for it. I've seen that, man. Drunk people do not want a not drunk guy there. I know that. I've been there so many times. It always ends the same. Guy comes up to you and goes, hey, what's the matter with you? Cheer up. Ah. then you're like, oh, no, I'm having a good time, too. Don't take a wild swing at me when I'm not looking. I'll be driving you home later. This is a lot of fun. A little piece of it. I'm going to give you something that'll help you get through this. Anytime you think you want a drink, right?
Yeah. Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. Do you think it's cocaine?
Yep.
Well, you're partly right. It's cocaine, and there's also a lot of baby laxative.
We always run out of time, and I want you to tell. And you were a kid, right? This is the first time you got drunk.
When I got drunk, yeah, I was a very straight-laced kid, you know.
How old were you when this happened?
I was 19 years old, and I decided to drink, you know. And I was out with my buddies at a bar. My God, we started drinking. They had those shooters, you know. Mm-hmm. You know, those are hard to take, you know. You can't gauge them, you know. And before you knew it, I was so crazily drunk, like just drunk out of my mind. And so then time passes in a weird way and everything. And my friends, they wanted to leave the bar.
Right.
Like, yeah, let's go, right? And I'm like, ah! I got my crazy all of a sudden, right? So I'm like, why should I leave? We're having fun here at the bar. You guys leave if you want, right? So they go. And I'm making friends with everybody, man. There's a fat guy with a beard, you know? And there was a jukebox. It was like a Western movie, you know what I mean? And there's a bartender. There's all kinds of ladies and everything like that. And everybody's my friend. Everything. So I'm getting drunker and drunker with these shots, you know, and they're all crazy, dirty sex name shots, you know? Like,
oh, yeah.
Here, have a dirty sex, you know, like, whatever. They make you order them to humiliate you.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you're a drunk loser. You're like, yeah, can you have sex with me? Just come on. So anyways, I get all drunk, and then I go into the bathroom, and a dude gives me some pills. He has some pills.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to ever mix pills with booze.
Is that right?
Yeah. And then any doctor...
They told you up at the Mayo Clinic?
Yeah. But this guy was not a doctor. He was just a guy I met in the bathroom.
Even worse than a GP.
He was worse than a GP. His name, though, was Dr. Midnight. But I found out he was not accredited.
Not really a doctor,
at any
no.
point.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I take these pills, and what they do is, they say that you're not supposed to mix them, but on the other hand, in one way it works. So I'm like so drunk now and having so much fun and everything. Hey, fat bearded guy, having an arm wrestle with him. I don't know how to arm wrestle. Then all of a sudden I go to, I'm playing pool. I go to shoot a thing of pool and I fall down right in all the pool balls. And then I just black out, what's called blacking out.
Yeah.
It's not passing out.
You black out.
You don't remember anything.
Oh, yeah.
I wake up, right? I'm in a bed, but it's not my bed, you know? And I look beside me. Who do I see? The fat bearded guy. So I go, holy Lord God, I had sex with the fat bearded guy. Right? And at this point in my life, I was a young man. I had never had intercourse in my life.
Right.
And I'd always imagined it, but I never imagined it that way. You know?
No, I wouldn't think so, no.
I imagined a nice lady in a dress.
That's right. But there's got to be a first time for everybody.
It's not all gravy.
No.
So I look over and I go, oh my God. Then I notice we're in twin beds there. You know, we're not not in the same bed. Right. And I go, is this some kind of one of them old-fashioned gay guys?
I don't know.
There's no such thing.
No.
Gay guys are generally not old-fashioned. They're right on top of the latest thing. They're happening. They're happening.
Right on top of the latest thing.
Yeah,
that's right, Norm.
And they're so ahead of things, they have sex, and they don't even use a lady. So anyways, the upshot of the story is, what happens is I never had sex with this fat guy with a beard. This guy had checked me into a rehab. This guy was like a dirty drunk. And he took me for a dirty drunk, too.
Sure, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell? He says, yeah, man, you know, I'll go here and rehab, man. It's good for both of us. And I'm like, yeah, I got. So I had a big, like a robe on and fluffy slippers. They wouldn't give me my clothes, right?
Oh, how long were you in
They had
there?
a bag of my clothes somewhere. They wouldn't tell me where it was.
Would they let you out?
No, 3 days I had to stay.
3
there.
days?
Yeah. They,
That's awful.
they made me go to what is called an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, right? And I get up, I go, hey, I'm not an alcoholic, which it turns out is what a lot of alcoholics...
They all say that, yeah.
I said, the fat bearded guy, there's the alcoholic right over there.
And how long did you guys date?
No!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Norm MacDonald. We'll be right back.
And it's important to understand how your actions affect the people around you. Oh, I see we have someone new joining us this week. Would you like to start first?
Well, I just want to say that I used to think that I was better than you people, you know? And then something happened to me recently where I realized that I have a problem because something I did really hurt my brother, so I just want to say that I have an addiction too, and I need help.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I haven't had sex with a dead person in over 2 weeks.
This isn't Gamblers Anonymous. It must be down the hall. I just want to say something. Remember earlier when I said I wasn't better than you people? I am. I'm better than you people. And I'm going to leave, all right? And if I should happen to die on the hallway, just stay the hell away from me, all right?